can see it. I believe you can see it. Let me see. Yep, right there. Right. Now let's go. Oh, I gotta straighten this out again. Hold up. All right. God dang it! I should have read the dang comments. I usually read the comments on what's happening. Oh, I usually read the comments on what's happening. Kind of mind. Who is Shorty right here? Shorty bad. This is my list.
I got
so if you did come from my reactions, this is my list that I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I want to do African music, but it's like certain people is hard to do. They got they copyright junk on lock. Like soon as they even hear a snippet of it, bro. Like I got a couple of videos that I did on YouTube, not YouTube, Twitch, where I'm at now. Trying to upload it to YouTube, and they muted the whole thing. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I sworn it said that I could actually do the reaction to it. That's why I did it. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's get back to this, yo. I would love to have a conversation with DJ Act on this. Because him being Jamaican and stuff like that.
Enlisted is the free, brand new online World War II shooter. Command a squad of soldiers and participate in legendary battles of the Second World War. Right now, you can join the invasion.
Yesterday, yo.
Drank the whole bottle yesterday. Nigga, I was so lit last night when I got off stream. Nigga, I don't even know what I said on stream. Nigga, I drank this whole fucking bottle. Goddamn. Yo, I'm so drunk from last night that now I don't even need to drink.
Like one of those when it's still on
last night is the regular drunk I need to be. You feel me? Here we go.
I know them feelings.
Oh, man.
All right.
Maybe it's just me, but y'all let me know.
Jesus, come on. Act right. It is foggy.
Because I've talked to a bunch of artists recently.
I definitely want to talk to a bunch of artists on this.
Be honest.
That's overseas, because I do a bunch of overseas music. You know what I mean?
If you guys didn't watch NBA All-Star Game, it was headlined by Burna Boy Thames and another African singer, Rima. I think it's Rima or Remo. Regardless, I believe that rap is going to face unprecedented times in the near future. What am I talking about? I believe that, number one, the U.S. music culture has been cracked. I believe that people who are consumers of music in the U.S. market used to have the stigma of saying, we don't listen to dudes who sound like they want to say, or say in it or bruv, or, you know what I mean? All we could hear them saying is, you want some crumpets with them tea, bruv? Like, you know what I mean? We wouldn't listen to people like that. These days, not the case anymore. You know what I mean? Yo.
I think I'm a big part of that. Know what I'm saying? But you feel me? It wasn't nobody like that. What happens if I just stop? You think people will still continue doing this? I think people would just do this for a money bag and then they'll stop. I'm the most consistent one that kept on doing it. You know what I mean? But anyway.
Somebody tell Doja Cat, I'm trying to indulge in that. Like, yo, we're singing these people's songs and accepting them despite the accent. That used to not be the case.
Because the accent is different. I look at it as, it doesn't matter about the accent. People from all over America all sound different. Like somebody, like I said before, somebody from California do not sound like me. Somebody from Texas don't sound like me. Somebody from Georgia don't sound like me. Hell, somebody from PA, which is a state away, from New York, which is 5 minutes away, do not sound like me. You know what I mean? So I feel as if like it wasn't never the accent. It was more of people was just waiting to see who was going to be first to accept it and keep accepting it. Like, you think I ain't get hell you listening to our music for and all this other stuff. I got all that. You know what I mean? But I'm like, man, this is bigger than just YOLO stuff. You get what I'm saying? Like, music is music. Music is fire no matter where it's coming from. You know what I mean? But anyway.
Hip-hop used to, by the way, for a long time, and even though this is within the borders of the United States, a lot of people were skeptical about the Southern accent.
See?
When it gets outside the borders of the United States, when it gets to, like, you know, you're not knowing even knowing their culture. Like,
that's when it gets confusing.
Africa, shit. I mean, reggae music, even though that's from Jamaica, it's tolerated, but it's tolerated in certain like global aspects. What I'm trying to say now to y'all is that I believe the only art form that isn't being globalized and spread far and wide is hip hop and rap music. I think hip hop and rap music have stayed the same. We don't see the majority of these guys touching global markets. And let me give you the reality of what it is. Thames could do an arena tour in the United States. She's huge. Every country her music is heard in. Could Lil Durk do a arena tour? Even in the United States? Could he do a solid $10,000 capacity venue outside of the country? The point I'm trying to make, and I hope you get, I'm trying to inch towards it. Hip-hop music has become some regional bullshit recently. And I've learned and I've realized that the majority of music people are now gravitating towards, and it's because borders and just all these borders and regionality have dissipated because of streaming.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the reason why, I kid you not, I listen to more Afrobeat these days than hip hop.
I'm not gonna say that. I don't.
This game.
But to him, in my eyes,
You're
I
not
feel
ready
as if
for it.
like it would be easy for him to listen to an Afrobeat or something like that because he has that Jamaican background.
Why? And I'll give
He
you another
has
reason.
that being young and listening to them type of beats growing up. So to him, it's comfortable. I feel as if like a lot of people, when they listen to other cultures' music, they feel kind of uncomfortable because they don't know what they talking about, where they coming from, and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
It is about the quality of the music too. A lot of these guys are making timeless music. Now, granted, there's a lot of hip hop artists making timeless music, but we get to realize, man, hip hop is like, to me, the majority of hip hop is some shit you hear and it's hitting in the club for like a month and a half till the DJ has worn that record the fuck out, and then you're like, all right, where's the next hit? But it's not records that are connecting with the soul. If you get what I mean, like,
I wouldn't
just
say that
music
soul
for
is not connecting with all ages. Perfect example, like he said like Lil Durk or something. It's more like a lot of young people will play Lil Durk and not older people. You know what I mean?
the moment.
Where
And I do
other
think
people,
that's,
older people
hurting
gonna play that music.
Hip hop is a culture. Now, granted, it's still, hip hop music came out of the United States. The United States is pretty much the biggest consumers in the world when it comes to entertainment. And it will always be a prestigious or a huge thing. All I'm just saying is that I'm watching how Afrobeat is taking over hip hop. And when I mean hip hop, like hip hop audiences. Like a non-American artist like Burna Boy will come and now is doing bigger shows than any American artist could do. You see people like, and by the way, it's not only him. It's
And I
not
think
like he's in-
Afrobeat is going under pop. That's another thing. When you a pop music, I said this before, man. I'd rather be a pop star. You know what I mean, making pop music with Taylor Swift and all that other stuff because, bro, man, great rappers don't make it, and we know all people that know how to rap. But if you're a good rapper, the bigger raps ain't gonna push you like that. You know what I mean? Anyway,
Enigma, right? Because I think when if we talk about, it's not only Afrobeat too. Look at Latin music. Look at Bad Bunny. Now you might say, okay, it's just Bad Bunny. So if people would use the Bad Bunny example to say, oh no, it's just Bad Bunny. If you look at people like Anuel, if you look at people like J Balvin, there's like a long list of them. All I'm just saying is that I hope hip hop takes.
It's other cultures that listen to them as well. Black people listen to them as well. They do have an actual day, I believe. Well, I know for a fact that they actually, them and Jamaicans have a day on the radio where they just play their music. You know what I mean?
Takes note of what's going on.
So everybody
that
can
with
bump to their
streaming
music.
becoming the popular thing, the markets that they should be trying to get their music to isn't just the hood.
Oh, shit.
You get what I mean? Music is just boundaryless at this point. And I was actually, I was having this conversation. So I interviewed this Jamaican artist, Protege. He's gonna be on my podcast.
I want to make sure that I
and we were talking about like even Afro beats, and this helped drive the point home because since we're in a streaming era where all it takes to show up numbers and get something popular is people, it makes sense why Afro beats is popping so much. Just look at the population. I didn't even know Nigeria had this many people. Nigeria population. Y'all knew Nigeria, which is a country in West Africa? It's right here. Well, y'all can read. It's right here, right? Did you know that Nigeria has 213 million people? Now, if you think about the U.S. population, I think we're at 400 right now, right?
Not even counting the people that's over here. That's
331.
Nigerian, you know what I mean?
Just so basically, Nigeria
is that counting the people even over there?
The U.S. population. Sometimes you get lost in the thought that because we're the USA, we just have all the people in the world except China. Like we got the most people over every other country except China. But you start to think about other demographics. They have 213. Is that a number? 213 million is enough people that if streaming exists there to support its own economy and its own ecosphere of artists, and I think that's what's happening. That's why I think they're getting boosted up because people are fucking with the Burna Boys, the Thames, and whoever else, and they become so big on a global market that the U.S. has no other choice but to accept it. I feel these days the U.S. used to be you have to come over here to earn your spot on a global landscape. These days the artists are only showing up here because they're so big in everywhere else in the world. So the U.S. just
like I need
proxy
that
is just part of the world. I hope that made sense.
You're like I need that.
Yeah, of course, WizKid as well. Okay.
You're like I need.
Somebody says Nigeria actually has 300 million. Oh my God. Okay. So anyway, this is my warning to hip hop. I think hip hop needs to look at itself in a global way.
I love to know what he mean by like hip hop. What is that gonna go under, my boy? Like, is that a race thing? Because you're looking at Nigeria as a race thing and saying like their music. Nigerian would say I'm a Nigerian as a race. So hip hop is going to what? I would love to know that.
Artists need to look at themselves as global entities. You get what I mean? Like I just can't even like. Let me ask you a question. What's the last hip hop song that I keep playing last? I'll probably still play a year from now. Like his song, like some of those songs I was playing, those songs like 2 years old. Like people still play them. What's the last hip hop song that you play consistently or just has been so timeless? A song like, let's say like, how Unforgettable is just a timeless fucking song? What's the last hip hop song that you remember that qualifies to be that? D Jackson, you just made a great point. He's in YouTube, by the way. He says,
Deuces from Chris Brown. I'm joking.
That's also a great question. That's a great observation.
Wait, what did he say?
Yeet just dropped an album, and I think Yeet.
So, what did he say?
D Jackson, you just made a great point. He's in YouTube, by the way. He says, bro, these just don't want to be mainstream anymore. That's also a great question. That's a great observation.
That's another thing.
Yeet just dropped an album, and I think Yeet hit. Like, his album came out, but I think he went underground.
Right.
So maybe there is something to say about a lot of these artists not wanting to, which I think that's utterly ridiculous. You know what I mean? If you just want to hide all day, why the hell even get into music?
Bro,
join large-scale battles with military vehicles. The online action game War Thunder has received a major update. Direct hit.
Crazy.
Joining the.
All right. We are. Well, we never left, but I'm back. We back. The radio is back. I'm still trying to find an actual real one, bro. I'm still mad. I do
All
not
right
know where
says
the real one
Back
at.
in Blood. Back in Blood ain't no damn timeless song.
He
What's wrong
said,
with
"Back
y'all,
in
man?
blood, I'm done."
Hey, are y'all good?
Word.
He said Back in Blood.
I am. You know what age he is? Excuse me. I told you.
I
It's an
say
age
God's
thing,
Plan
yo.
is one of those. Nigga said Back in Blood, man. Y'all niggas be trolls, man. Nigga gonna sit up here and say Back in Blood.
Baby.
I say God's Plan. What else?
Like, that's another thing. The first thing I want to know, right? Being, like, listening to an Afro beat or something like that. What goes with Afro beat? That's one. Is it a tempo? Like, is it a tempo thing or something like that? And then two, that song that you just played, that I want to know, is that more of like a dancing song? You know how like Soulja Boy was like, when Soulja Boy first came out, and that's like kind of a perfect example. When Soulja Boy first came out, remember that "Make It Clap, Make It Clap"? That type of something like that. That song that's like that. And when he dropped the video for it, like, he was clapping. There wasn't no female clapping their cheeks or anything like that. And it was like he made a bunch of dance songs. It's just a dancing, even if it's a ghetto, it's still a dancing song. I want to know, when it comes to like an Afro beat, can they make them ghetto songs where you ain't gonna dance or nothing like that? Because that IO is definitely a club. Let's dance. 1 second. All right, my fault. Hold up. What the hell was I saying? What were you talking about? Oh yeah. Definitely like to know, like, is it? That's why I say I want to talk to someone, like a rapper or something like that, that actually is like in tune with this stuff. Hold on, bro. I hate when it's like that. All right, we good. Hold up. Yeah, I would definitely love to know. Like, what is Afrobeat? What do it goes under? Do it start with, as far as in like pop or anything like that? Is it in that line? Because certain beats, I feel like it goes under pop no matter what. I mean, that's why I could get played on Z100 and stuff like that. Well, anyway.
Somebody said Rich Flex.
All about the Afrobeats make you happy. Want to dance. Be about, that's why 90s R&B still hitting to this day. Unfortunately, Americans allow
Trap Queen. That's a long time ago. Give me some from the last 2 years.
I believe he's been singing.
Last 2 years. Low Life the Weekend. That was
culture.
I give you that.
With your black. But anyway.
Somebody said Super Gremlin. Is Super Gremlin a timeless song though? It's definitely a #1 song, but it's a timeless song.
It's too busy and sliding on hops. That's just the bigger ups. I feel as if like that's the bigger ups. This really the good conversation is, why don't we big up other rappers and big up the nonsense sometimes? You know what I mean? But anyway, I believe that would have been a little better conversation.
Yeah, right. That's a timeless song. That nigga did that song and decided he ain't going. He was gonna make sure he spent less time in jail. You feel me? Salute to my boy Gunna, man. Salute to my nigga Gunna.
He talked him.
All right, it's all good. Anyway, I'll move on from that point. The whole thing about my point is, we're watching Latin trap, or whatever you want to call it, Latin music getting bigger and bigger. It's so big, Bad Bunny has to do stadiums. Afrobeats, before, back in the day, they used to look at like, oh, that's the African dude who just probably wants a feature. Like, Burna Boy is bigger than all of these niggas. Like, all of them. You get what I mean?
Well, I don't know how rappers
with, like, you know what I mean? Wizkid. Bigger than all these dudes, too. So
I always looked at it as, yo, anybody that comes to America is already big. That's how I looked at it. America is not going to allow you unless you are big. That's how I always looked at it. You small, America ain't going to allow you to come over here. And I think every other country act like that. You know what I mean? You're like, you got to be somebody. I mean, you have to be somebody. Actor. You know what I'm saying?
Latin trap, growing. Afrobeats, growing on an international, global market scale. When it comes to hip-hop, it's like, same shit. You know what I mean? And why I believe that is that I don't believe that U.S. artists care about the international market. They don't work it. Like, for example,
that's one thing I agree with.
If a African artist, and I was talking again, I'm talking to Protege on my upcoming podcast about it. If an artist gets a hit in Jamaica or they get a hit in Nigeria, immediately it says, "Yo, let's plan a promo run in New York, in LA, Miami. We gotta promote it." No U.S. artist.
And you know how many, like, if you do, I think the Global Citizen Tour, Global Citizen Concert is over here. I would love to go to one of those. You work with Global Citizen or something like that, definitely hit me up in the comments. But anyway though, man, that be like music from all over the world, right? You'll have all kinds of people that go there. You know what I mean? Something similar to like if someone from overseas was to come over, they have so many people that's like perfect example of what I was talking about earlier. African Americans from Africa, you get what I'm saying? That's going to support him. There's a bunch of Africans that's over here in America, especially in Jersey, that I know, even in New York. So your audience is already for you. You already got audience there. You know what I'm saying? There's over 1 million of them there already. So it's easy for them to come to America to where it's like, I don't know how many I don't know how many Americans is in Nigeria for somebody in America to go over there for them to represent kind of America. Another thing is a lot of these rappers, they have that background of being Nigerian, being from Nigeria and all that other stuff. So he's Nigerian African. America, perfect example. I'm from Jersey. You ain't gonna say I'm a Jerseyan. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna just say like, yeah, I'm American. But a lot of us, we do think as if like depending on the state you're from, we are a little different. You know what I mean? A lot of people act different in certain states. You know what I mean? But anyway.
That's a song that says.
That's another conversation. I don't want to get well-winded.
To like, you know what I mean? Do a show out there to let people like get the energy. You know? Nah. Like, niggas do like 3 shows in the U.S. and that's it. U.S. artists don't give a fuck about the international market. And I think that is to our detriment because when I see Burna Boy doing 2 sold-out stadiums back-to-back nights, or maybe 3 in Brazil, I'm like, Jesus Christ. But you have to think about it. Remember when people used to say about a Southern artist, like, yo, Southern artists, the reason why they had core fan bases that would buy the music, they used to sell out the trunk. They didn't have all these big labels, so they used to be hustling with it. And they were saying that to say New York artists, they don't have that hustle built in because they had all the labels there. I'm just saying this is what I'm seeing with music coming out of other countries and genres. They're working all the markets. So Thames, I'm going to tell you a story I heard. You want to hear the story? I'll tell you the story out, okay? I heard when Thames was called and they're talking to Thames, it's like, yo, Thames, we need you to wait for you. Thames says no. Now, Grant, this is Future. Thames says no. Yo, Thames is, think about it. You probably heard about Thames. Maybe. You probably heard about her from 2 other songs before because she did a popular song. But we're thinking about it. Wait, Future wants to sample your song. She said, fuck no. She said no. So even me hearing that, I'm like, oh, she must not fuck with Future. It's not even the case. Thames in her world is Future. You get what I mean? In Thames' world, she's Future. She's fucking huge. She don't need no Future. You get what I mean? Now, in the U.S. world, we're like, yo, Thames, you know damn well you need this Future shit. So anyway, she basically says...
Because we don't know how big she is over there.
She says no. From what I hear, allegedly, and don't run with it, but it's what it is. Drake basically gets involved and say, yo, yeah, I'm on the song, blah, blah, blah. All right, cool. It's all blessed. It's all good. But at first, and the reason why, too, just to be fair, the reason why she didn't want to clear it, because that song that was sampled, right, was her song. It sampled her song Higher. that song Higher was going up the charts and people were starting to love it in Nigeria and other places in the world. So when a US artist wants to sample that song, it's almost like eating up the wave for that song for the US
Future.
market.
Where
So
you-
she
you
was like,
gonna
nah,
get
I'm
a
good.
Future. Well, Future
But
gonna
obviously, seen the play. Oh, Drake is involved. Okay, Drake. Okay, I bet. Let's do it.
because Drake is a global.
You get what I
He's
mean?
a global guy. He's not rapping just for America, even though he's American. No, he's not American. He's Canadian. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
So
Flattery will get you nowhere.
no. We'll talk about that another time. I didn't even watch that show like that no more.
Somebody says Thames is not big yet. Stop it, bro. Thames is fucking huge.
That's real. No, that's real.
Now, somebody says I know of her because of Pluto. You know of her because of Future. That's that's what I'm trying to tell you about perception.
That's just like what I just heard UFO. Know what I'm saying? But UFO is huge, my boy. UFO, he's a rapper. UFO 361. Check him out, yo. Check his music out. Fire. Did the music with Gunner. He did the music with Future. I never even knew about all this. Did the music with the Migos in them. Fire. You know what I mean? Yeah, I definitely go check him out. But that's what I mean by people is who they are over there. And they kind of like when they do a music with an American, it's like they already be on the same level. But that music, that song never make it to America for us to hear it. You know what I mean? It just only gets stuck, or not even stuck. It only just get played over there, and only people from, like, let's say like if Future and somebody from UK do a song together, it'll probably get love in UK, but it like nobody in America probably had never heard it. I mean, that's why when I do certain reactions, I'll be like, yo, they did a song together, and I look at it, it'd be like 5 years ago. I'll be like, bro, I didn't even know that. You know what I mean? Like, what the heck? And I'm heavy listening to music. You know what I mean? But anyway, I ran out of music to where I went to other cultures. You
That's
know
what I'm
I mean?
telling you about perspective. The people who are into Afro beats and who don't live in the United States, because Future's like a god out here, the people who ain't in the United States, they're gonna be like, yo, that's like Thames is a woman who's the most instrumental in making the song Essence a hit. Be like, oh, that's Thames from Essence. Oh shit. Right? Like she has a couple other songs that a lot of people know. Also, she has this new song that's been going crazy too. Well, not necessarily new, but the Free Mind song been going crazy. I'm not saying she's been like, I don't think she has that much time in the game, but for her status, she's dominating her regions. Stop acting like y'all understand what I'm talking about. Like, you know she was that chick. Drake ran to go get her for Certified Lover Boy. You know he was trying to make an Essence. He did a song called Fountains with her. That's the point I'm trying to tell y'all, man. So anyway, yeah. So I wish U.S. artists would take that mentality because, for example, to me, it's completely ridiculous that Lil Durk has never done an overseas tour. Now, it might be like legally.
Because it's still, once again, like I said before, it's easy for even an Italian rapper. I think my boy R from Italian, how you pronounce his name correctly? I know it's with the R though. It's R-O, but check it out. He just made the New York song. You know what I'm saying? I believe the song called New York or something like that. Italian. It's easy to get love because, like, even with Boy said, he said that they have a base. It's already Italian American over here. You get what I'm saying? So he already have a fan base of people that's from already Italian. That's big. That's already a big audience. Already a lot of people, over 1 million probably, easily. You know what I'm saying? When he come over here, he already have a fan base. We don't know if there's a American, what do you call it, American Italian over there? You know what I'm saying? Because, you come over here as Italian American. We don't know if it's American or Italian over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, from over here, and then, like, you get over there, now you're Italian or whatever it is, or however it go. Like, we don't know that. So, so if we do have that, it'll be easy for a Lil Durk, because that's what we mentioned, but it'd be easy for a Lil Durk to go over there because he has a fan base already. He has people that already, that's like Nigerian. He already have a race of people that's gonna back him. You know what I mean? We don't know nothing about a lot of things over there. All we know is UK. But you're alone. You come over here and you born over here, you're a UK American. You know what I'm saying? That's how crazy that is. But I don't know how it works over there. If you get born over there, are you just British? Are you a British American? You know what I'm saying? But American British? Yeah, it would be American British, right? Because you're American first, and then I definitely like. No, I'm gonna look that junk up.
She's too, right? Like, maybe he can't travel this and third.
Bro, I'm mad that I really can't see my comments.
Shit,
yo.
Dirk should be like,
can somebody write something in the comments?
It should be Copenhagen. You know what I mean? Like,
let me write something in the comments.
Most of these artists are just what I'm saying. They're looking at the international market to try to get lit, rather than as long as I'm lit in the U.S., I'm good. All right, I'll just leave that there. Somebody says the U.S. care too much about drill. All right, okay. That's my little Afrobeat spiel. I'll move on now. What y'all got going on? Chat, I see everybody's goddamn beefing online. Got Hassan. Hold on, watch out. They got Hassan Campbell, Doggy Diamonds, Sharpie was supposedly upset.
I want to know, do Africans call themselves European? Y'all definitely let me know that down in the comments.
I'll try to do him a favor. You know, from what I was hearing, he was terrified of going into the no jumper building. I was hearing that he thought, Wack has set them rules and damus on him. I don't even know what that means. And I gave Wack a courtesy call, and I said, Wack, big homie, I know, I can't tell you what to do, but, leave Sharpie alone. Could he get a pass?
Definitely.
Sign his permission slip, please. And, that was, a conversation, and Sharpie was upset that I asked for his forgiveness, which is kind of crazy. I'm asking a nigga to spare you, and you mad at me? You not mad at a nigga?
Yes.
Anyway, so he mad at me.
A little bit.
Who else is mad at me? I don't think nobody else mad at me. See, Math Hoffa and Charleston White, they're getting at it. I'm like, what the hell? Everybody's beefing. T.I. Boosie, Gunna YSL.
This was crazy, though. But this don't got nothing to do with music, so we not
sick of
doing
them
this.
people.
This channel is kind of, well, I'm actually, man, this is whatever y'all want, bro.